Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with Tru Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your Tru Heel Phenom, SP3. We are back once again on Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment for Tru Heel Heat Check. We have returned after our long hiatus. Last episode, we previewed the 2024 season. Now we are previewing the 2024 NBA playoffs. To do so, I am joined by my co-host. It is your band that you come to for your recaps of NBA coverage every day on Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. He is Chris G. How are you doing?
Tired, but I'm here.
Don't worry. This is going to be a quick and easy one. The Knicks are going to lose. All right? That's the only thing you need to accept.
You know what?
During this,
Fucking just end the recording now. Just end it now. We're going to start with this nonsense.
But of course, if y'all are watching this, we appreciate the support. Show the support back. Drop the thumbs up on the video. Share the video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers here on Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. And that's why we're giving you these NBA preview. And we'll be giving you more coverage of the NBA playoffs as it goes down. Some watch-alongs, as well as some podcasts and some recaps of what's going on in the NBA playoffs. So be on the lookout for all of that. And sound off in the live chat if you're watching the premiere, or in the comments down below, and give us your prediction on who you think wins the Eastern Conference, who you think wins the Western Conference, and who do you think will be the 2024 NBA champions. But Chris G, how are you feeling? We are recording this mere hours away from the start of the NBA playoffs. How are you feeling with your New York Knicks in the playoffs this year?
Oh, man. I'm even more excited than last year. I feel like Knicks are in a good position with the second seed. They got home court advantage for at least the first two rounds of the playoffs if they can make it, that far. It's exciting, man. They're playing some really good ball right now. So we got a good matchup. We have a favorable matchup in round one. And, the Knicks are still the Knicks. So we're trying to tread lightly, but we are excited as a fan base. And I can't wait for game one.
So let's get right to it. New York Knicks, the number 2 seed, going up against the number 7 seed, the winner of the play-in, against the Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, with the returning reigning MVP, Joel Embiid, but definitely not at 100%. You got Tyrese Maxey. The Knicks are also coming in a little banged up with a bunch of injuries late in the season, but more importantly to Julius Randle. But I think he's going to be playing in game one. Am I correct?
No, Julius Randle's out for the season.
He's done.
Shoulder surgery. He's done.
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
We got OG back. We got Mitch Robinson back. Hartenstein's minutes are a little loosened up now. His Achilles seems to be feeling better. Honestly, the last 2 weeks of the season, we healed up. The only person we're really missing is Julius Randle, unfortunately.
So what's your prediction for the series?
I got the Knicks in 5. I mean, the Sixers are decent, but Embiid's not 100%. Maxey could only take them so far. They don't have the depth to compete with the Knicks. The Knicks have won the season series like 3-1 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just, I don't know. We just match up really well against the 76ers. I think as long as Embiid doesn't score 50 points a game, we got a shot.
I think you're very much underestimating the Philadelphia 76ers. My prediction before I watched the play-in game was the Sixers in 7. But after watching the play-in game, something didn't look right with Joel Embiid. So I have changed my pick, but this is going 7 games. You're not that much better than the 76ers. Honestly, y'all are not. Like if Maxey is going to be Maxey, if Joel Embiid can be himself for 4 out of 7 of these games, it's going to be a tough matchup for you.
I guess we'll find out. The Knicks in 6 at most this game. I don't think this series is going 7.
I don't think it's gonna go no gentleman sweep. That's for damn sure. But
We'll see. We'll
what I
see.
do think is gonna be a sweep is the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. It's a sweep. Boston in 4.
No Jimmy Butler, missing your best player. Bam's gonna have to turn into Wilt Chamberlain for the Heat to have any shot. Kevin Love's gonna have to drink water from the fountain of youth, play 40 minutes a game, and put up 25-20 like he was 23 again. It's the only way the Miami Heat are gonna take any games in this series. I'm with you. I think they're getting swept.
Yeah, Boston is just the best team in the NBA. Like they're depth. They have 3 20-point scorers. They have one of the best regular seasons that we've seen in quite some time, probably since the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. Like the domination. It's been a while since we've seen a team win their conference by more than 10 games.
Yep, definitely. They from the start of the season had the most depth. They just look like the most well-rounded team. It looks like Porzingis was that missing piece for them to kind of bring
I
them to the next
said it.
level.
Can we put some respect on my name? I said this.
Well. I said I was iffy on it because they were trading defense for offense. They were losing Drew Holiday. I mean, I'm sorry, they were losing Marcus Smart.
They
Got Drew Holiday, but they were losing Marcus Smart and Robert Williams. So I thought it might have been a blow, but clearly not. Porzingis played great. Drew Holiday basically replaced Marcus Smart and was probably more efficient on the offensive end.
Yeah.
So I
He's
mean, it was just an
he's
upgrade.
definitely a better offensive player than Marcus
Oh
Smart
yeah.
was, and I felt like he was better defensively for them.
Oh yeah, and that's why he got the 4-year, $135 million extension towards the end of the season. So Drew Holiday is going to be a Boston Celtic for the next 4 years at least. Yeah, just the best team. So he don't have a chance.
So you got True Holiday, who was the second best player on the championship Milwaukee Bucks team, and he's now the 4th best player on this Boston Celtics team. So that's just a hint on where I'm going with my predictions here. Then we had the 3-6 matchup. Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Indiana Pacers. This is another one. A matchup that seems like it's going to be affected by injury. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a big question mark, it seems, for the Milwaukee Bucks. And of course, the Indiana Pacers dominated the Milwaukee Bucks in the regular season this season. So how do you think this matchup pans out?
I think the Pacers take it. I think they take it in 6 or 7 games. Depending on how fast Giannis can come back, if he comes back at all. If he doesn't come back, the Bucks really don't stand a chance. They haven't been playing good ball with him. So without him is going to be even tougher unless Dame decides to be the Dame of old and put up 45 points, 50 points for performances. But if they're not getting that from Dame, then they don't have a shot.
Yeah, like to even get Giannis back, it seems, because the original report was like he's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. So even if it's on the small side of that of 2 weeks, you need to at least make it to game 5 of the series for him to even come back to play.
And then when he does come back, he's not going to be 100%. So
nope. I gotta agree with you. I'm going to take Indiana in 6.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then you got finally in the Eastern Conference, the 4-5 matchup. It's going to be the Orlando Magic versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cleveland Cavaliers were like Jekyll and Hyde a lot in the regular season. Sometimes they look like they could be competing for like the top 3, top 4 seeds in the Eastern Conference. And then other times they look like they could be in the bottom half, like they were a second-rate Miami Heat. And then Orlando Magic was probably the most improved team in the Eastern Conference, kind of going from a play-in spot all the way up to the 5th seed. They were competing with the top three seeds during the late portion of the regular season. So how do you see this matchup panning out?
I think just based off the lack of experience or lack of playoff experience for the Magic, they're still just such a young team. They're good. They're exciting. I like them. I think the core that they have, if they continue to grow, they add a few more pieces and they stay healthy, they could, maybe turn into like a OKC Thunder of the Eastern Conference, where it took 4 or 5 years with the right core to actually, the right picks to build up the franchise. But I don't think they're ready. Cavs, for like the last three, almost the last, from the last 3 weeks to the last week of regular season, they look like one of the best teams in the league. And then for some reason, the last week of the season, they look like pure dog shit, and they dropped all the way down to the 4th seed. So I don't know which Cavs team we're going to get. Either way, I think they'll be able to withstand the Magic. I would think they'd get it in 6 games.
I'm taking Orlando in 7.
Ooh,
I think that's it's a bad sign to be playing your worst basketball the last week of the season, when the last week of the season was all about seeding. So that's basically the start of the playoffs. That's like if you're playing for seeding in your last week of the regular season, then that's the start of the playoffs. And if you're playing that bad before the real playoff starts, I'm going with Orlando. I want to go with Orlando in 6, but I'm going to believe in Cleveland enough to go 7. I'm going Orlando in 7.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's funny that you say that, though, because part of that mentality is why I chose the Knicks to go 5 against the 76ers, because Sixers aren't exactly playing their best ball. The Knicks are fucking hot right now. So
Sixers won 8 of their last 10.
Yeah, I mean, but the Knicks won like 7 of their last. Like, they're hot too. You know what I mean?
I know. Both teams are relatively hot. It's the Sixers with their best player being banged up. If he didn't look banged up against Miami, honestly, like I said, I would take the Sixers here, because I always go with in the playoffs, if the teams are pretty much even outside of like star players, I go with who's the best star player on the court, and I would take Joel Embiid, but he's not healthy, so it's Jalen Brunson. So that's why I'm going with the Knicks. Let's move over to the Western Conference, because we got some tough matchups here to predict over on this side. You got the 1-8 matchup, which is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder going up against, I believe this is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. They're currently up by 10 against the Sacramento Kings in the playing game. So Chris G, where do you land on either Sacramento or New Orleans versus Oklahoma City?
I'm gonna go with OKC, regardless of who wins this playoff game. Clearly, or not, maybe not clearly, but they look like definitely top 2 team in the Western Conference for sure. So them at that 1 seed, I like them there. They have a great team. They're deep. They're young. They're hungry. It's hard to bet against the Thunder this season, so I'm gonna pick them against whoever in 5-6 games max.
They kind of lucked out in the fact that knew that the Lakers beat New Orleans, because the Lakers was not a good matchup for them, and that the Kings beat Warriors because Warriors wasn't a good matchup for them. They match up better with each of these teams. I think that New Orleans would be the worst matchup, the worst of the 2 matchups for them, but with the injury to Zion, it does not matter either one of these teams, because the Kings don't play a lick of defense. They got a couple of key injuries as well. So yeah, the OKC is gonna make it to the next round.
Agreed.
Then we got the 3-6 matchup, which is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Phoenix Suns. Very interesting matchup here, where the lower seed has more experience than the higher seed. The Minnesota Timberwolves, of course, have an outlier of Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, which is never a good thing. While the Phoenix Suns, they played well in the playoffs last year with KD and Devin Booker, with the addition of Bradley Beal. How do you think this is all going to pan out with these 2 teams here?
This one's tough to call, right? Because you don't know if the Timberwolves are going to be the Timberwolves and flop, or the Suns are going to be the Suns and flop. Something in my gut is telling me the Timberwolves are going to be the Timberwolves and flop. I don't know why. I have all the faith in the world in Ant-Man. I just don't have faith in anyone else on that team. And I think the whole They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels' line is going to kind of bite them in the ass. Maybe KD has a great series and might be the X factor in that series to help the Suns get over the Timberwolves and get to the next round. So I'm going to go with Suns in 7.
I think that the Minnesota Timberwolves play great defense, and that makes me kind of wary of my pick. But I am going to go with the Phoenix Suns. I'll take the Phoenix Suns in 6, only because I believe more in their offense than I do in the Minnesota Timberwolves defense from the regular season transitioning into the playoffs. And the fact that you have Rudy Gobert, who seems to be a choke artist, just not on the level of some other players that we'll bring up in a little bit here when it comes to playoff time. He is a choke artist. Karl Anthony Towns just coming back now to bring in a player that's so important to your offense and to your team this late in after a couple of weeks off. I don't know if that's going to bring kind of disarray to what they're doing, to their flow and their chemistry right now. That's why I'll go with the Suns in 6. This one, of course, is the one I'm looking forward to the most. Number 2 seed Denver Nuggets going up against the number 7 seed Los Angeles Lakers. The defending champions versus my Los Angeles Lakers. Chris G, who do you think wins?
Sorry, SP3. I don't think we're getting any magical Lakers run this year. I'm going with the defending champions. You know what? I'll be generous and I'll give you guys 7 games.
I mean, you're right on one part. It's going 7. Lakers in 7. Lakers in 7 because the Denver's going to be too high on 420. We win game 1. Then they win game 2. We'll win game 3. They'll still win game 4. They'll win game 5. We'll win game 6. And then we'll beat them in Denver one more time. Game 7. Nah, I'm actually going Lakers in 6 because I don't believe we can win a game 7 in Denver. So Lakers in 6. Anyway, moving on to the 4-5 matchup. The
Good
other
luck.
Los Angeles team. Hey, I should be saying the same thing to you Knicks fan. At least I've seen my team win a championship. It was just a couple of years ago, actually. Los Angeles Clippers.
The bubble chip.
Hey,
The bubble chip.
it's still a championship. No, ain't no asterisk. I checked the record book. The only asterisk is in y'all niggas' heads that want to hate on the Lakers. That's all the asterisks that exist. Los Angeles Clippers going up against the Dallas Mavericks. I saved the best for last because this matchup just has money written all over it. Clippers have kind of been the kryptonite of Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks for in the playoffs the last couple of years, but I don't think there's a hotter team in the NBA not named the Boston Celtics more than the Dallas Mavericks right now. Dallas Mavericks feel like they are the best. Honestly, I kind of would take Dallas Mavericks path to the NBA to the Western Conference Finals more than even Denver. More than even my Lakers, because they have an easy path if they can get through this matchup. They would have to first Thunder. They would have to be first a beat down either Denver or Suns or Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dallas Mavericks in 6, especially with the Kawhi Leonard being hurt and banged up going into the playoffs.
Mavericks in 5.
Wow.
Clippers are gonna clip. They're gonna do what they do best. Flop
I mean,
in the
it's James Harden
James
and
Harden.
Paul George on the same team.
Yeah, it's a double whammy. And the Mavs are hot. They're just playing really good ball between Luka and Kyrie, just killing it. The guys surrounding them really stepped it up this year. Timmy had a good year off the bench. Kleber solid. The rookie's been good all year. It was Derek Lively. So yeah, they're primed for a deep playoff run. They're just playing that good. So we'll see. Definitely getting past this first round. We'll see how they fare in the second round.
Never fails Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, Paul George, one of them always get hurt. This might be like the biggest L move a superstar has ever made. Cause like you can't if you're never healthy, like why did you leave Toronto? You had like a championship team that y'all could have ride that out for a few more years, and ever since it feels like you've been jinxed since you came to the Clippers.
He's been hurt since. Torn
Yeah.
ACLs, MCL sprains, hamstrings, everything.
It's crazy. Crazy. All right. Now the next round, you got the Eastern Conference. We both got Boston coming out, but we got different matchups in the second round. You got Cleveland, I believe, and I got Orlando. So I'll go Boston over Orlando in 5 games. What about you, Boston and Cleveland?
Boston in 6.
Then you got the bottom half. We both got the Pacers. We both got the Knicks. I'll take Pacers in 7.
Knicks in 6. It's revenge season, baby. For 2013. Fuck you, Roy Hibbert.
And then let's just finish up the Eastern Conference while we're at it. We both got Boston going to the Eastern Conference Finals. You got the Knicks versing them. I got Pacers versing them. I'll take Boston in 6 over the Pacers.
Take Boston in 6 over the Knicks. If Julius was healthy, I honestly think we had a shot. No Julius, no shot. Boston in 6.
Then the Western Conference, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Dallas Mavericks. I'm going to take Dallas in 7.
Who is it? The Mavericks and who?
Mavericks and Thunder.
I'll take Mavericks in 7.
Then the bottom half, we got different matchups. We both got the Suns, but you got Denver versus the Suns. I got the Lakers versus the Suns. I'll take the Lakers in 6.
Denver in 6.
Then finally in the Western Conference Finals, we got Dallas up top, the both of us. And then we got the bottom half. You got Denver. I got the Lakers. This is where I'll finally say the Lakers end their run and they lose to the Dallas Mavericks in 7.
That Nuggets team is not the same team as last year. However, I think they'll still be able to compete at a higher level. I don't know. It feels like the Mavericks might run out of magic by the time they get to that point. I'm going to go with Nuggets in 7.
So you got Nuggets and Boston in the finals. I got Dallas and Boston in the finals. My finals prediction, I will take Boston in 6 over Dallas Mavericks. Jason Tatum, finals MVP. What's your prediction?
Boston's get revenge. Boston gets revenge. In 6, Jason Tatum MVP.
So we're both in line with finals MVP. We're both in line with NBA finals champions. We have different Western Conference champions because one of us is right and on the right side of history and believe that the Los Angeles Lakers are going to make it to the Western Conference finals. But the Dallas Mavericks and my family member, Kyrie Irving, is going to make it to the NBA finals in my eyes.
You also think the 76ers is going to beat the Knicks, so it is what it is.
I didn't say that. I actually predicted the Knicks to win. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you thought you think it's going to be a fight.
We don't know. We both don't know. You said it like it was a foregone. We're
gonna take these motherfuckers and we're gonna bite them, and we're gonna stomp on them, and we're gonna stomp on their heads. We're gonna make them bleed in the streets of Philly.
Why are Knicks fans so delusional? Why every April y'all start acting delulu? Every April it seems
I see a second seed every 11 years, so please forgive me. I don't know how to act when we're anything above the 3rd seed.
Anything above a 4th seed. Don't
yeah.
Anything above a 4th seed, y'all don't know how to act.
Oh yeah, I mean we were 4th seed that year that we had the Hawks in the 2nd round, and we were going crazy. So yeah, you're right.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious to me. But yes, I always enjoy talking basketball with you, Chris G, even in April and May when you start acting Delulu. But let everybody know where they can follow you on social media and hear all your great NBA coverage and takes here on the Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel.
You can find me at Tru Heel Chris G on social media. And then, of course, here on the Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment channel, talking basketball with SP3, Tru Heel Heat Check. That's our long form podcast. But then you could also see me or hear me on the daily NBA recaps whenever there's games. Basketball season is starting to wind down a little bit. So then you can look out for me doing the Daily Dingers, which is your MLB recap. And then you could also find me on the Tru Heel Heat Wrestling channel every Wednesday, Elite Heat. Your NXT shorts on Wednesday mornings and your TNA Impact shorts on Friday mornings. And the Patreon, Hardcore Rewind.
There you go. This man's busy out here in these streets. You can find me on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel SP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at Tru Heel Heat. Patreon.com/Tru Heel Heat. $3 a month, exclusive content. Tru Heel Heat Prediction Championship coming back soon. ProWrestlingTees.com, ForYourAware.com. Get your Tru Heel Heat merchandise. And we got plenty of great content for you to enjoy here on the Tru Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, like our X-Men 97 reviews, where we're breaking down all the latest shows. You can check out our latest review for episodes 4 and 5. Episode 5, in our opinion, the best episode yet of X-Men 97. Go over and check that out right now. Check out that everything you need to know before X-Men 97 if you haven't already started watching, but we'll have plenty of other show coverage and sports coverage here on the channel. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. So for Chris G, it is me, your Tru Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Tru Heel Heat Check number 12. Our 2024 NBA playoffs preview. We are signing off until next time.